Hi, everybody. We are here. It is cosmic comfort time. I have missed you, and I have been looking forward to tonight all day long. So I hope you're excited too. I have what I think is a really important meditation for you tonight, for all of us, really. We are going, how are you guys? It's really nice to see you. Yes, it's time for some grounding. It's time for some comfort. I think we all need it. It's good to see you. Love to have you here from Michigan. I'm excited too. So tonight's meditation is going to be ascending back, is the way I would describe it. We are going to, oh, you guys, it's so good to see you. Tonight we're going to send back everybody else's energy that you have been holding, that you don't need to hold, with a breath of love. We are going to send all that energy back to its source. And that's because a lot of us, oh, and I love that. Hey, 1960 Genius says this is your first time. I want to welcome you. A lot of us are carrying around energy and weight of energy that doesn't belong to us. And I want to talk a little bit about why that is, and I want to give you a quick meditation to help you return it. It's actually a very loving thing to send people's energy back to them. Because they're not whole as long as you're holding on to a piece of them. Do you know what I mean? And then we're going to call back your energy from all the places you have sent it and all the people who are holding on to little pieces of you. And again, I'm going to talk about why that is, how your energy ends up in all of these scattered places, and then we're going to call it home tonight. And so at the end of tonight's meditation, you are not going to be carrying anything else around for other people as of right now. And other people are also not going to be holding on to your precious energy. It's going to be a nice exchange and a return. And what I recommend is, if you like this, I know, you guys excited about it? If you like this, this is how I fall asleep every night. I do this every single night before I go to sleep. I take a deep breath in and I send my tentacles out and I call in all of my energy from the places and the people where I have sent it or people who have taken it. And I call it all back home. And then when I take another deep inhale, I end up calling back all of my energy from all of those people and also sending them back anything else that I'm holding that belongs to them and doesn't belong to me. And then on the third inhale and exhale, I just give thanks. I give thanks for the sending. I give thanks for the retrieving. And by the time I'm done with that third step, usually I'm almost halfway asleep. It's a very calming, very soothing practice. So let's smudge just a little bit. We are coming out of that crazy full moon, first day of Mercury retro communication situation that we found ourselves in a couple of days ago. How are you guys? It's really good to see you. So if you're new to Cosmic Comfort, this is my gift. This is 30 minutes of just connecting, just giving you a new perspective or a new tool or a chance to breathe, you know, in the middle of your week, right? We're coming up to the end of the week and we're coming up to the holiday season. And this is your chance. You know, the winter season is upon us. The holidays are upon us. Winter, there's only one task for winter, and that's to rest. And you have to rest psychically too, not just physically. And so if you're feeling agitated and if you're feeling like your energy is spread all over the place, how are you going to do the sacred work of the season, which is rest and receive and surrender and hibernate a little bit, right? Like nature mirrors to us the work of every season. It all is a question of, are we paying attention? Oh, I love that, Kenneth. Well, thank you. And it's a joy really to have you guys here and to do this work with you. So I have some tea. I hope you do too. That's right. Take a nice deep breath. That sage doesn't want to go out. If you're ever not sure if your sage is out, just blow on it. And if it glows red, that means you still have a pocket that hasn't been put out. Okay. The best part of tonight's meditation, you can use tools if you want, but you don't need anything. So I'm not going to recommend a particular stone or a particular oil or a particular candle. In fact, I think you should go naked into this ritual. You can leave your clothes on, but I'm talking about tools. I actually advise just letting yourself be with this exercise with none of your tools. It might sound crazy for me to tell you that, but the number one thing I want you to always remember, I try to say this as often as I can, tools are nice, but you are the magic. Tools are nice, but you are the magic. So when you have tools, think of them as like little magnifiers, right? They magnify the energy. They anchor the energy. Quartz is programmed, right? So quartz comes in and has the potential to actually alter the frequency of your own energetic field, right? So tools are very important. But sometimes it's just really nice for you to experience ritual without them. Because I think it's important to constantly return and understand what ritual feels like in the absence of tools. You're going to be places in your life where you won't have tools. And so you have to learn how to practice your medicine and your magic without them. So I'm just opening up a brief container. Other than that, I don't really think you need to have a tool. And even if you don't open your container, I've opened it for you. So I want you to roll your shoulders back. Take a nice deep breath. And wherever your day has taken you, let yourself just be here with me right now. So no matter how much stress there was, or if you had a challenging day, I had a very busy day. It wasn't a challenging day, but it was very busy. So I'm just sort of setting all of that over here to the side so that I can be fully present with you in this moment. And just giving thanks for you, for this time, for this space to connect, for the anchor really that this can be in your week to kind of keep you sane as we head toward the end. That's right. So now I want you to imagine and really envision your energy field. Most people think of that as the aura beyond the physical body. So I want you to imagine the entire perimeter of your energy field. Just pay attention to it. Notice how it starts above your head, maybe about 12 inches above your head at the soul star chakra. Imagine it about 12 inches out on either side of your body to the sides of you, and then about 12 inches below your feet down into the earth where it anchors at that earth star chakra. And just notice your energy field. And now bring your attention to the perimeter of that field. Make sure that the edges are nice and smooth. If people have been, sort of anchoring into your energy field, draining your energy, we talk about energy vampires and people like that. Sometimes they can create sort of perforations or tears in that border of your aura. So just check the edges and you can physically smooth them out. You can actually seal your aura. So just noticing if there's any perforations or any spaces where the edges are, sharp or just not smooth, or any places where there's holes or tears, and just sort of like smoothing them out. Just smoothing out the edges of your aura, paying attention to it. This is sort of like the care and maintenance of the energetic field, if you will. And now I want you to imagine pinpoints of light all the way around that energetic field. I mean, literally forming a circle of little pinpoints of light all the way around you. Those pinpoints of light are all of your energetic contacts in the broader matrix. Those are all of the people in your life, the people in your physical day-to-day life, the people in your social life, the people in your communities and in your networks. Some of the points of light are closer to you, and that's because they're more intimately engaged with your energy field. And some of the points of light will feel very far away, like you can almost barely see them. Those are people in the outer circles of your energy field. The way you engage with people is in concentric circles. Okay, so the people in the innermost concentric circle tend to be your family, your children, your closest friends, the people you see physically on a daily basis. Then in the next concentric circle out tends to be extended family, friends who are not as close, people you see on a weekly or monthly basis, but not every day. Then beyond that, there are increasing concentric circles all the way out to people you know but have never met before, or people you know but you don't have an intimate energetic relationship with. And I say that because some people, their online relationships are very energetically strong, even though they've never met in person before. So you don't have to have met in person to have a strong imprint energetically. But the concentric circles do tend to represent the intensity of the connection, which weakens as you get out to the outermost circles. Does that make sense? Okay, so I want you to see all these little points of light. And I want you to go, and I go clockwise, okay? So starting from the point right in front of you, we're gonna go clockwise. And you are going to call your energy back tonight. Any energy that does not belong out there with those points of light. And what do I mean by that? This could be You worked with someone and energetically you engaged with them and they're still holding your energy, but it belongs back with you. This could be someone you don't know, but who has taken energy from you. Maybe they are engaging with something that you wrote or something that you said, or for me, it's a video or whatever. That's still an energetic entanglement, and I can still leave energy with that person. So we just want to go around the circle clockwise, and I want you to see those points of light sending a beam of energy back to you, and that is your energy. So we call upon all of the points of contact in our energy matrix in the field. And tonight we ask that you send back to us freely any energy that you are holding that belongs to each person watching. And you are now allowed to retrieve. So just calling it back, calling it back, calling it back, calling it forward. Your energy, not theirs. Just calling your energy back from whoever's holding it, whoever has received it, but no longer needs it, calling all of that energy back. And keep sweeping the field, you guys. This may be one of the most powerful techniques I ever teach you. If you do this all the time, you're not going to, people who come to me and say, oh, I feel like I'm being psychically attacked, or, there's such negative energy around me, call your energy back. It doesn't need to be anchored out there with anyone else. It is your energy. And so don't create an opportunity in your aura, seal it off. And so just sweeping the field, calling it back. All of my energy from all directions, all of my energy from all directions, all of my energy from all directions, all of my energy from all directions is returned to me and integrated. Amen, aho, and so it is. And that's the affirmation. All of my energy from all directions is returned to me and integrated. Amen, aho, and so it is. Okay. Now, the opposite is also true. Just like they can be holding parts of your energy, you may be holding parts of theirs, and you need to send it back. Especially if it's negative energy, or maybe you worked with a client who was ill and you don't know, but there's an imprint, right? You didn't create a tight enough container. And so some of their, because illness is an energy, you don't want to hold on to that energy. So now we're going to go in the opposite direction. You ready? We're going to go counterclockwise, and we are going to send back to its source any energy from anybody else. This can look like a lot of different things. Okay. This can look like, sometimes even when you're in conflict with someone, you can end up holding on to their energy. And then you ask yourself, why am I spinning on this? You know what I mean? Like, this doesn't even matter. Why am I still thinking about it? Because you're holding it. It may not even be that they're holding it. So are you ready to sweep the field and send everybody's energy back to them? It's going to help you get over things, because what's happening is either they are holding on to your energy and keeping you in conflict, or you're holding on to their energy, and that's maintaining the conflict. If you're not holding theirs and they're not holding yours, there is no longer a point of contact in the field. Does that make sense? And so all of a sudden conflicts disappear and stress disappears. And all of a sudden you stop and go, gosh, you know what? I haven't even thought of that person in weeks. And it's like, why is that? Because you're not entangled anymore. Okay, so let's sweep the field counterclockwise. Ready? Sending everyone else's energy back to theirs. Sending every energy back from all directions. Sending everyone's energy back to them from all directions. And you don't even need to know who this is. I always ask my guides, sweep the field for me and send anyone's energy back that does not belong to me. Yeah? So sweep the field. Cindy Dotson says she'll pay postage to send it back to you. Sweep the field. All energies return to their source in all directions. All energies return to their source in all directions. All energies return to their source in all directions. All energies return to their source in all directions. With love. Even if you're sending let's say someone sent you bad energy, okay? I don't know, somebody yelled at you at work or something like that. I don't know what it would be. Or somebody cut you off while you were driving. That has to be sent back. That is their negative energy, not yours. So you shouldn't hold it. It doesn't belong to you. All that energy back in all directions. The opposite is also true. Let's say someone sent you really beautiful energy of healing or love or compassion or, friendship or whatever. You also can't hold on to that. That also belongs to them. So we're sending the most beautiful energies back to their source with love, and we're sending the most challenging energies back to their source with love. Oh, and Shannon, the person does not need to be alive for you to return their energy to them. This works posthumously, which means after death. That's right. All energies back to their source in all directions with love. All energies return to their source in all directions with love. And now when you look out over that matrix, you should see fewer points of active light. Does it seem a little dimmer in the field? Because those points of active light are points of active energy connection. That's what you're seeing when you see points of light in the field. And so if you're seeing fewer of those points of light right now, it's because you have diminished those connections. And the only thing that you've done is you've taken back what belongs to you and you have sent back what does not belong to you. If you feel something, if you feel warm and tingly, if you feel like you have a little bit of a headache, you may have just returned a lot of energy. And you may have just received a lot of energy back. It's very possible. You never know. Think about it this way. Imagine if you hadn't cleaned your garbage disposal for 6 months, right? And the first time you turn it on, it's going to be like, whoa, what was down there? But then if you run it again the next day, there's kind of nothing there. It's the same thing with sweeping your field. If this is the first time you're sweeping your field, you may have just sent back 25 years of energy to its source. Can you imagine? I can imagine. And you may have just received 25 years of your energy back from where it was lingering without you. When you do this shamanically, it's really important because what you're doing is you're actually sealing vibrational holes. Every time you send energy away from you, it leaves something of an energetic pocket, and that pocket gets filled, but you don't know what kind of energy fills that pocket. So what you're doing is you are actively replacing what was there with your original energy. And so it's sort of like rebooting you in a cosmic way, which is really important. The energy that you just got back may have things to teach you and show you. And so you should dialogue with it. As that energy went out into the universe and connected with other energies, what's it coming back to teach you now? Maybe it learned something that it wants to show you as it integrates back into your own energetic field. No, it's good. You know what? And don't feel stupid admitting that this is the first time. It's okay. You know what I mean? This is a new technique to a lot of you. But trust me when I tell you, if you have trouble falling asleep, literally every night, and I have to do it as a matter of just, because of what I do and how many people attach energy to me. And most of them I don't know. And so I have to really be conscious about sweeping the field every night. And I send everybody's energy back to them. And then I retrieve every bit of my energy, and call it back to me. And like I said, by the time I'm on step 3, which is integration, I'm usually like passed out. That's right. It's so good. Okay, are you ready? So you sweep the field clockwise, right? You sweep the field counterclockwise. Clockwise, you're calling your energy back into you. All energy returning from all directions. All energy returning from all directions. And sending back all energy in all directions. Sending back all energy in all directions. Okay. So once you've done both, I want you to bring your attention back to your aura. Remember how I did that at the first? I asked you to look at the edges about 12 inches above your head, 12 inches out to either side of you, 12 inches under your feet. Bring your attention back to that aura. Yeah, it is like wax on, wax off. If you saw The Karate Kid, you'll understand that reference. Bring your energy and your attention back to that auric field. And I want you to do the same exercise, but see if the result is different this time. Try running your hand along the edge of that aura now and see if it's smoother. See if it feels easier to contain. The more you do this, by the way, the more you work with smoothing the edges of your aura, the easier it'll become too. And the easier it'll be for you to diagnose if there are holes or tears. Because you'll start to notice and go, whoa, that edge feels different than it did before. What's going on over there? And then you'll go, oh, that must be related to that shoulder pain I'm having on the right side. So if I clear that energy, then that pain will probably clear up. This is the root of really learning how to use energy for healing, is what I've taught you tonight. Isn't it interesting? All the way around. Bethany's asking, what about a lover? If you don't live together, do you want to sweep that too? If you don't want to push them away? Calling your energy in from someone doesn't push them away. no matter who it is, it can be your lover or your child, your energy at the end of the day should be returned to you. You're not robbing them of anything, you know what I mean? You're just retrieving back what is yours. Because here's what happens, and I'll tell you, this is part of like the secret to graceful aging too. Because so many people, by the time they get to be 50 or 60, if they've never reintegrated with their own energy field, if they've never sort of called their energy back in and paid attention to their aura and kept it clean and sort of done the maintenance work, they end up sort of withering. You know what I mean? Because the more you're constantly pouring energy out to people, and if you don't call any of it back, you'll be like a gas tank that runs out of gas. You have to be able to replenish. And the best thing to replenish with is your own energy supply. You want your energy back. Yeah. It's interesting. So just noticing the edges and just noticing the texture, noticing the light, noticing how you feel right now. Do you feel a little bit lighter in your body? By the way, this is also a weight loss technique. It really is, because so many of us are carrying around physical weight that is the long-term manifestation of carrying around other people's energy. First, you start by taking on their energy, and then their energy over time slows its motion to become matter, and that matter shows up as weight on your body. This is why most empaths are overweight, and I don't say that with any judgment. In fact, in my own life, when I have been not paying attention to this and not guarding my own energetic field and allowing people to attach too much to me without filtering it out, I have gained weight that was very difficult to lose. And the reverse is also true. When I've been really diligent about sending people's energy back to them, and by the way, let's be honest here, sometimes people don't want their energy back. And you can think about it this way. If you've got some crappy energy and you're not maybe a psychically responsible person, and so you feel like it's your right to attach that to somebody else, which it really isn't. You really don't have the right to attach your energy to other people without their permission. They don't want that back. And so a lot of people energetically will rebel against this. They'll be like, whoa, what, you know, and they'll feel it like, whoa, they're sending something back to me. What is it? It's their own energy. And they probably didn't want it back in the first place. So too bad, so sad, right? It's going back anyway. Bye, Felicia. But it's really important. And so if you, it's an interesting experiment, actually, if you feel like you are holding empathic weight, which a lot of people do, and it's usually on the order of like 10 to 50 pounds. And that weight, like I said, is the result of usually decades of holding on to other people's shit and not sending it back to them with love. And then over time, their emotional shit and their psychic shit becomes physical shit. And then you end up carrying around a bag of shit. That's about as gently as I can put it to you. So let it go. And guess what else? That's illness too. Illness is the result sometimes of people attaching their illness energetic streams to you, either because they want you to help them or they think you're going to heal them. That can sometimes happen down the line too. And so you can end up manifesting an illness that was coming down the energetic line from a mother or father or grandfather or grandmother. Send it all back with love, but it does not belong to you. Your energy belongs to you. And so, I'm so glad that you guys enjoyed this tonight. Yeah, honestly, you know, I woke up this morning and I had something else I was going to do with you, and I was laying in bed. I was so excited to see you because even though today was a crazy day for me, I so needed this moment, and I figured you probably did too. And then it came to me to share this with you, and I thought it's really interesting. It wasn't what I had planned to do, but as soon as I sort of said, yeah, I'll do that, I'll teach them how to send energy back and how to integrate the field, it was like just this wash of, yes, that's exactly what is needed right now. So I did say a bad word, but sometimes there's no other way to say it. That's right. Hashtag shit no more. You know what? People, and what I always say is, people are free to enjoy whatever energy they want. You know, if people enjoy a low vibe and they want to be negative or whatever, they're absolutely free to do that. What they're not free to do is attach that to me or attach it to you. That's absolutely not someone's right. And when people do that, they usually don't ask your permission. So it's important for you to go into the field and notice it. And then again, with a breath of love, it just all back to its source. Then you will feel a sense of peace that you probably haven't felt in a really long time. And it's your birthright. It is absolutely your birthright to feel that sense of peace and to stop carrying other people's stuff around. And, I mean, I'm in my mid 40s now, right? I mean, I realized probably a decade ago how much of my family's stuff I'd been carrying around for a long time, right? And it's like, why am I doing that? And when you stop that, you break generational cycles of energetic codependence. Do you know what I mean? It's like, it's time to break that cycle. And a lot of times people have to learn about what I'm telling you tonight the hard way. And like I said, it'll show up in all different kinds of ways, in illness and in anxiety and in fear and in all different, I mean, how your body receives energy that doesn't belong to it. It is so different from, person to person. So how it shows up on you may be extra weight. How it shows up on, Joanne might be illness. How it shows up in Kathy might be depression and sadness. It's like, but those are 3 different faces of the same phenomenon. It's all the same root problem. You're so welcome. So send it back. Bye. Send it back. And then what I'll tell you is don't be surprised if the phone rings. Because sensitive people pick up on it when you send their energy back. And then it's like, well, what just happened? And, what just happened is I'm not your surrogate anymore. You got to find somebody else to carry around your shit bag for a little while. Being underweight does not hurt your energy. It just tends not to be what happens when people are carrying too much of other people's weight around. But sometimes being underweight can also be an energetic issue as well. And sometimes being underweight, even though it may look like it's around physical nourishment, not getting enough physical calories, you may actually need to raise the vibration in order to gain weight. And I've seen that many times too. It's not as common an issue, but it's still an issue. And for people who struggle to gain weight, that's just as real for them as it is for people who struggle to lose it, for sure. Yeah, for sure. Sending love to whoever is in that tonight. All right, you guys. Well, you have the tool. Do it tonight before you go to bed. Things become a habit after 7 times. I think you know that, but it takes 7 times. It takes 7 times smelling a scent for you to recognize it and attach it to a phenomenon or a place or a person or an experience. It takes 7 times doing something new to make a new habit. So if you commit to falling asleep like this every night for the next week, it'll become part of your nightly routine. And then you can teach your kids how to do it too. I do the same thing with the kids, because they'll be like, trying to fall asleep and they're spinning on something one of their friends said. And what I say is, with a breath of love, let's send that back. Whatever that person said that upset you, with a breath of love, we just send that back. And then it's not your problem anymore, but it never was your problem to begin with. All right, everybody, I love you too. Thank you so much for being here. Enjoy the rest of your night. I hope this has been a beautiful cosmic comfort for you. And I will see you next Wednesday for more of this. Stay tuned, everybody. Have a great rest of your night. Big love and hugs as you send all that energy back. It was never yours in the first place. And I look forward to hearing about the peace that comes from this practice in your life. And feel free to share this with others in your life who could benefit too. It could really change things for them and open some doors that need to be opened at last. Yeah. So many blessings. Good night, everybody.